Professor Sumita Roy welcomes you to Sumita Roy's English classroom. I'm sure many of you who have been asking for these videos are getting what you're asking for. Today, we shall talk about practicing English in simple sentences, and the activities of a teacher is the topic which we shall take up. Many of you have asked how to teach your subject in good English. I will make many videos on that in this year 2025. But today we have simple sentences for those of you who want to learn English from the beginning. For those of you who are teachers, these are all sentences which you can develop into paragraphs and then speak hundreds of sentences. I have given you only 25 sentences, but you can make hundreds out of them. This is the way in which you develop your English naturally. You don't really need to take anybody's help. You can do it on your own. Many people say we don't have a partner to practice. Don't worry, practice with yourself. Before we begin to talk about what is in this video, let me remind you to watch the videos completely to get all the information which you can use for improving your English. Also, like and comment, which many of you are doing, and I'm very happy about that. Share the video with everyone you think wants to learn good English. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it already. Every morning you get a video, Indian Standard Time, 7:30. So if you are already subscribed, you will know exactly when the video is uploaded and watch it whenever you find time. Let us now talk about some speaking practice. This video is daily English speaking. Every day you can use these sentences. Use the structure of the sentence and make another sentence. That is how you should practice. In every video, I'm giving you exercises for you. This is like a real classroom because every time I'm giving you homework. If you do that homework, then your English becomes better. So here are activities of a teacher. Many teachers are commenting. So all those teachers, their students and others can use this as the basis of speaking practice. The teacher begins by saying, and that is sentence number 1 out of 25 sentences. I teach physics in this school. Now you can change the subject. You can say I teach, name of the subject which you teach, and instead of saying in this school, you can give the name of your school. That would be a nice way of introducing where you are giving the name of your school. Then you have the next sentence, sentence number 2. The timings of the school are 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. I have done an entire video on telling time. So you can say 9 o'clock in the morning till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This also you can say instead of saying 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. If you are using hours, then you can say we have school from 9 hours till 3 p.m. is 15 hours. From 9 hours to 15 hours. Instead of saying the timings of our school, you can also say the school functions from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Or you can use the other forms of telling time, which I have already shown you in one entire video on telling time. Whenever you want to learn any of the things which I'm mentioning here, please go back to those videos. I cannot repeat everything I have done in 100 videos in every video. So I'm giving you suggestions of what you have to look at when you want to learn. If you do that, then you get the benefit of 2 videos at once. Then we have the next sentence. Sentence number 3, where the teacher says, teachers are expected to reach school by 8:45. Now 8:45 is used alone, no AM, PM is there. The reason is because in the earlier sentence, school begins at 9 AM. So teachers are expected to reach by 8:45. This is called ellipsis. That means something is already repeated, so we don't repeat it. We omit it, we remove it. So that is a very important concept in speaking, and that is not to repeat what has been said. Do you agree with me if somebody asks a question? Then you say, no, I don't. Ellipsis. What did you do? You have to say, no, I don't agree with you. So you removed the rest of the sentence and said, no, I don't. Meaning is clear. There is no problem in understanding. Very often in speaking, in describing something, we use ellipsis wherever there are repetitions. We don't repeat, we just remove the repetition, and that makes our speaking much better. So teachers are expected to reach school by 8:45. Now you say, earlier you had this school, a school, all those things. But here there is no article. I have given an entire video on articles. You will understand why I am saying teachers are expected to reach school by 8:45. I am not saying the school. I am not saying this school. I am saying school without anything. And that is called zero article. Then we move to the next sentence. Sentence number 4. Teachers who teach very small children. Teachers who teach very small children. Look at the sentence structure. This is what is a relative clause, relative pronoun. Go to the pronouns video number 2. You will find teachers who teach very small children have to be there when the parents bring their children to school. So teachers who teach small children have to reach very early because parents might leave the children earlier. So 2 sentences of time. All teachers 8:45. Teachers of small children whenever the parents come to leave the children. Sentence number 5. Some children come to the school by bus. Now here you see, again we are using article. Some children come to the school. Now here we are using article because the sentence continues. Some children come to school by the school bus. So we are using the school bus because we are pointing out to a specific noun, and that is the school bus. Therefore article. And have to be led to the assembly hall. Suppose the children arrive by bus, the teachers will take them and go to the assembly hall. Again article is used, assembly hall. Or you can call it by another name. You can say auditorium, or you can say the prayer hall. Or if you have open air prayers, then you say that they are taken to the open air prayer place. You can also use amphitheater, new word, amphitheater, amphitheater. Many schools have, they have an open air stage where everything is performed. These are some new words which you can also use. So those of you who are advanced learners and you want to learn some new words, we have so many of them possible in these sentences. For simple learners. Now number 6, sentence. The sentences are very simple. Those of you who are asking how to start speaking, repeat these sentences 10, 20, 30 times. You will immediately be confident in speaking. Unless you do this, you don't gain confidence. So now we have sentence number 6. All of us means teachers and students. All of us gather in the hall for prayer and then go to our classes. All of us gather. Gather means to come to a single place, to bring all people to a single place. If you want to do it with things, you say that the shepherd gathers all the sheep together. The cowherd gathers all the cattle together. So gather means to bring together. Whole day the animals are around eating grass. Evening they collect in one place and they take them home. So that is gather. Gather is a word you can use whenever you want to say a collection. People are collecting. So all of us gather in the hall. Where do they go? They go first to the assembly hall. So they gather in the hall for prayer. Why do they gather there? For prayer. Reason is given. The school begins with a prayer. So they have a prayer first. And then, after the prayer is over, go to our classes. The students go to their class. The teachers go to whichever class they have to teach. So that is sentence number 6. Now we come to sentence number 7. My first hour is with the 7th class. Now she or he, the teacher here, is telling you that the first hour, the first period in the class, in the timetable, I have to go to the 7th class. As I am their class teacher. Usually in school, the class teacher comes in the morning because he or she wants to see that everything is all right and teach the subject whichever they teach. We know that this lady is teaching physics. So 7th class is in the higher classes where you have all divisions of science being taught. So she teaches here and she's also the class teacher. She's in charge of the 7th class. That is what she is telling us. Then you have sentence number 8. After I complete their class, who are these there? There are the students of 7th class. THEIR. We have same another THERE. I will immediately do a video on homophones. Homophones are words which sound exactly the same, but their meaning is not the same. Their spelling is not the same. So THEIR, there is, some people's. It is a possessive. Their, class. So once I finish with the 7th class, I have an hour free. Teachers also have free time. So 1 hour is free after taking 1 hour class for the 7th. Or it might be a 45 minutes or it might be a half an hour class. Depends on how your school functions. So you can mention that much. You say that I have half an hour free or I have 1 period free. Then sentence number 9. I sit in the faculty room. Faculty are the teachers, the people who teach. So we also say staff room. So I sit in the faculty room or I sit in the staff room. Or you have the teacher's common room. That also is a word used. Teacher's common room. Everybody who's free comes and sits there. Whoever is a teacher. And check my students' homework. Now in the free time also, the teacher is not free. What does she or he do? Takes books and looks through the homework which the students have done. Now look at the 2 nouns, students' homework. Now usually we put an apostrophe. Punctuation is very important. But here we cannot say student apostrophe S. Because it is not one student whose homework the teacher is seeing. It is a group of students. So the word itself is students. You have to put apostrophe at the end of the word. That is after S. STUDENTS apostrophe. Apostrophe is a small comma on the top of the line. So just on top of S, behind S, we put apostrophe. So students' homework. Homework which the students have done. That is students' homework. Now we go to sentence number 10. If other teachers are free during the same time, we often have some interesting conversations. If I'm alone, I do some work. If others are there, sometimes we talk. This is called small talk, interesting conversations. I have started a series on small talk. We will do many videos on small talk because that helps beginners and intermediate or advanced learners hugely. So what do the teachers do? Either they do their own work or they do some interesting conversation, that is small talk. If any student wants to talk to me, now suppose, work is there, friendship with colleagues is there, but what about students? If any student wants to talk to me, I am usually available in the faculty room after school hours. Now students cannot come in the middle of classes and talk to me. So what do? After school I wait for the students in case they want to come. They want to talk to me. This is called mentoring. Mentor was a famous Greek character who was the teacher of Telemachus. He was such a good teacher that his father said, "You are a better parent than I am." So most of us teachers have to do mentoring. And that is what you do. The teacher says that if students want to talk to me, I wait after school is over. I sit in the faculty room. Sentence number 12. Sometimes parents also come to talk about their wards. Ward is, the child. Guardian, we say ward. Parents, we say children. But very often when they come to school, parents, they come to talk we don't use the word children, we use ward, W-A-R-D. So the parents come and they want to talk about the wards. So they also meet the teacher. They discuss the progress of the child with the class teacher. That is number 12, sentence number 12. Now we come to sentence number 13. Some students need extra help with their studies. Now a good teacher will see that every student gets, good marks. So some students need extra help with their studies. That is not a complete sentence. So we say that, so they come to my house. So is the connector. I will do scene, I will do conjunctions. I will tell you the types of sentences. All these grammar videos I will make one by one and give them at a space so that you have lot of time to practice an earlier grammar video. Next grammar video when it comes, you would have mastered that earlier grammar item. So here you say that, some students need extra help with their studies. So they come to my house. Even at home the teacher is helping. This is a good teacher. We are making the lives of students. So the teacher's job is very tough. And you have to take care of all the students properly. This is what the teacher says. Now we move to the next sentence. Number 14. If a student is absent, usually what happens in school, that if a student is absent, then we have a leave letter being brought the next day. But sometimes students might just be absent on an important day. Suppose it's a day of a test, a student is absent. Then the teachers get worried. Why is it that a student hasn't come? It is such an important day today. So what does this teacher say? Says that if a student is absent, I usually call up the parents to find out the reason for their absence. Now see how big this sentence is? This is sentence number 14. If a student is absent, in phrases and clauses we will do this conditional clause. If a student is absent, I usually call up the parents to find out the reason for their absence. Now there are 3 possible sentences here. So instead of calling it sentence number 14, you can break it into 3 parts. I'm telling all this not only to the beginners who can learn the smaller sentences better, but also to the advanced learners and others who can change their expression. If you write a long sentence and then somebody says, no, it's too long, I can't understand, immediately you should be able to write or speak in small sentences. So you say that sometimes students are absent. That is one sentence. Then I call up the parents. That is another sentence. Then you have, I ask the reason for their absence. Sometimes students are absent. I call up the parents. I ask them the reason for the absence, or I ask them why their son or daughter is absent. So you have 3 sentences. I've put it as one sentence. That is because I want you to see how it is possible to have a small sentence, how it is possible to have a long sentence. Beginners must learn both. You must learn slowly. And advanced learners must learn how to transfer one from the other. Take simple sentences, 3 or 4 small ones, put them all together to make a long sentence. Or take a long sentence and break it into small units. Each of them is one sentence. So this I showed you using sentence number 14. Now we move to sentence number 15. I encourage the students of class 7. She's the class teacher or he's the class teacher. So I encourage the students of class 7 to participate in all co-curricular and extracurricular activities. Co-curricular activities means those which are related to the syllabus. If you have a subject, if you have English, then you have some games related to English. English quiz, if you have, or English elocution, English essay writing. Those are co-curricular activities. Extracurricular, that is outside your syllabus. Many activities which are outside your syllabus. Very often you have a music program. So you send 7th class students, whoever can sing, whoever can play a musical instrument, go and participate in these programs. In this way, you are helping the students, the 7th class students who are your own students, you are the class teachers, therefore you have to look after them all the time for 1 year. So you have, I encourage the students of class 7, one sentence. I tell them to participate in all activities. The school has co-curricular activities. The school also has extracurricular activities. So one long sentence, I made 4 sentences. I encourage students of class 7 to participate in all co-curricular and extracurricular activities. You can make this into small sentences. Imagine if you make all the big sentences into small ones, you will get at least 35-40 sentences instead of the 25 which I'm giving you. Now we have the next sentence, and that is number 16. Students should have all-round development. A student should not only be good in studies, should be a good person, good in sports, good in other activities. So all-round development. And it is not enough to be good at only one thing. Here again you can divide the sentence, but I'm not going to do that here. I have given you 2 examples. Now you should do it on your own. If I do everything, then I learn English. You don't learn. Therefore, you have to do everything in order to learn. Then we move to the next one. That is number 17. During the school annual day, I feel happy if my students means 7th class, win prizes and medals. On the school annual day, prizes and medals are given. So the teacher says, I feel happy if prizes and medals are won by my students. Number 18. I organize many types of games relating to my subject to make learning effective. Again, long sentence. See how many long sentences the teacher tells us. All of them help you to make smaller sentences and learn. I organize many types of games. The games are related to my subject. This playing games makes learning effective or makes learning easy. All this you can put it in different forms. Now we move to number 19. We have many tests and examinations in an academic year. Academic year is from the beginning first day till the last day. You might have 6 months, and that is called semester, or a full year when it is called, an annual school year. So in the academic year, we have tests and examinations. That is the sentence number 19. Now we move to sentence 20. If some students do well in the class test, I encourage and motivate them. So if the student is very good, I tell them do better, become better, because they might feel we are very good, we are the best and not study. So I don't do that. I allow them to become better. If others do badly, there might be some students who are not doing so well. I don't scold them. Instead, I help them. I don't scold them. This is 21. If others do badly, I don't scold them. Many teachers might feel that, why did you do badly? Why can't you do well? I remember my own teacher telling me once that every time you come first, this time you did not. Whole night I could not sleep. She did not scold me. She just said, because of my bad result, she could not sleep. After that, I never got a bad result because of the love for the teacher. So students have great love for their teacher. And if you scold them, they feel very angry. They feel very upset. Therefore, what does the teacher do? That is sentence number 22. I try to help them to do better the next time. I don't scold them. I help them to do better in the next test. That is the quality of a teacher. Great patience. Good teachers need to have that much patience. Now number 23. This year, my students have done well in studies, sports and community service. So studies, they got good marks in tests and exams. Sports, they got many prizes in the sporting field. They also did community service. That means they helped others. They went to different places to help others. So this is all the teacher says. Now number 24. What do? The school took them to slum areas. Areas where very poor people live. Their children might not even go to school ever in their life. Where they helped the poor people in whatever way they could. So this is again a long sentence. The school took them to slum areas where they helped the poor people in whatever way they could. So each child has one way of helping. They will help the children there, the adults there, the grown-up, because 7th class is quite old students. They are quite mature enough to be able to tell or to share whatever they can with the slum children or the slum adults. Now we come to the last sentence. We also took our students on an excursion. Now we took them for community service to a slum. They learned so much about how people live. Now we also took them on an excursion to see a nearby dam. Dam is, a partition in the flowing river which helps in growing crops, etc. An hydroelectric project. Hydroelectric means electricity which comes from water. Hydro is water. So hydroelectric project. The dam helps to make electricity. So all this we showed the students. Why did she talk about this, or why did he talk about this? Because this teacher is a physics teacher. They will talk about electricity in the class, and they are showing their students in an excursion. That is how there are 25 sentences which the teacher has told us about the activities of the teacher. You can practice these sentences exactly, or you can frame your own sentences, but please remember to practice again and again and again. Unless you do that, you don't improve. I wish you all the best and thank you.